Enjoy English learning.
Extreme dry due to heat. Parched. Example. His throat was parched after the long run. A heated argument or fight. Quarrel. Example. The siblings had a quarrel over the remote. To search a place in a messy way. Ransack. Example. The thieves ransacked the house. Practical knowledge or intelligence. Savvy. Example. He is tech-savvy and loves gadgets. The edge of a container or hat. Brim. Example. His glass was filled to the brim. A feeling of disappointment or distress. Dismay. Example. His failure in the test filled him with dismay. Extremely beautiful or delicate. Exquisite. Example. The dress had exquisite embroidery. To hesitate or lose strength. Falter. Example. His voice faltered while speaking. A facial expression showing pain or disgust. Grimace. Example. He made a grimace after tasting the sour fruit. Widespread destruction or chaos. Havoc. Example. The storm caused havoc in the city. Something that is certain to happen. Inevitable. Example. Aging is inevitable. A strong desire to achieve something. Ambition. Example. His ambition is to become a doctor. Having great beauty or fame. Glorious. Example. The sunset was glorious. To start a fire or inspire emotions. Kindle. Example. The speech kindled hope in them. Intending to harm. Malicious. Example. His words were malicious. Producing a lot of money. Lucrative. Example. He started a lucrative business. Careless or irresponsible. Negligent. Example. The driver was negligent and caused an accident. Stubbornly refusing to change. Obstinate. Example. He is too obstinate to admit his mistake. A statement that seems contradictory. Paradox. Example. Less is more, is a paradox. Strong and energetic. Vigorous. Example. He follows a vigorous workout routine. Beautifully made or designed. Exquisite. Example. She wore an exquisite necklace. Willing to give or share. Generous. Example. He is generous with his money. Fearless and adventurous. Intrepid. Example. He is an intrepid traveler. Highly skilled or proficient. Adept. Example. She is adept at painting. Kind and generous. Benevolent. Example. He is a benevolent leader. Fresh and firm. Crisp. Example. The air was crisp in the morning. Delicate and pretty. Dainty. Example. She wore a dainty bracelet. Weak and easily broken. Flimsy. Example. The chair was too flimsy to sit on. Large and heavy. Hefty. Example. He paid a hefty fine. Spotlessly clean or perfect. Immaculate. Example. Her house is always immaculate. Sharp or highly interested. Keen. Example. She has a keen interest in science. Very small in amount. Meager. Example. His salary is meager for his expenses. Quick and light in movement. Nimble. Example. The dancer's movements were nimble. Not well known or hard to understand. Obscure. Example. The poet's work is quite obscure. Unusual or unique in a fun way. Quirky. Example. She has a quirky sense of humor. Deep longing or desire. Yearning. Example. He had a yearning to travel. A soft, gentle breeze. Zephyr. Example. The zephyr made the leaves rustle. Quick and energetic. Brisk. Example. He took a brisk walk in the morning. Extremely happy. Elated. Example. She felt elated after winning. Very weak. Feeble. Example. His voice was feeble. Arrogant or proud. Haughty. Example. His haughty attitude annoyed people. Nervous or anxious. Jittery. Example. He felt jittery before the interview. Related or similar in nature. Kindred. Example. They share kindred interests. Clever in a dishonest way. Sly. Example. The fox is known for being sly. Something that can be touched or felt. Tangible. Example. There was no tangible proof of the crime. Difficult to control. Unruly. Example. The unruly kids created chaos. Playfully unusual or unpredictable. Whimsical. Example. The book had a whimsical story. Threatening or dangerous. Menacing. Example. He gave a menacing glare. Very rich or luxurious. Opulent. Example. The palace was opulent. Fresh and clean. Pristine. Example. The beach was pristine. Not obvious but effective. Subtle. Example. There was a subtle change in her tone. Friendly and hospitable. Xenial. Example. The villagers were xenial to tourists. To greatly surprise or impress someone. Astonish. Example. His magic tricks astonish everyone. A serious mistake caused by carelessness. Blunder. Example. He made a blunder in his speech. Deep concern for someone's suffering. Compassion. Example. She showed compassion for the homeless. To become worse over time. Deteriorate. Example. His health started to deteriorate rapidly. The ability to understand and share others' feelings. Empathy. Example. She has deep empathy for animals. A severe shortage of food in a region. Famine. Example. The country suffered a famine due to drought. Real, authentic, or sincere. Genuine. Example. He gave a genuine apology for his mistake. To pause before doing something due to uncertainty. Hesitate. Example. She hesitated before answering the question. Feeling or expressing great happiness. Jubilant. Example. The team was jubilant after their victory. A natural skill for doing something well. Knack. Example. She has a knack for painting. To stay in a place longer than necessary. Linger. Example. He lingered at the party even after it ended. Required by law or rules. Mandatory. Example. Wearing seat belts is mandatory in cars. Failure to take proper care of something. Negligence. Example. The accident happened due to his negligence. Willing to follow rules or instructions. Obedient. Example. The obedient dog followed every command. Completely confused or puzzled. Perplexed. Example. She looked perplexed by the difficult question. To satisfy thirst or desire. Quench. Example. The cold water quenched his thirst. To examine something very closely. Scrutinize. Example. The teacher scrutinized the student's work. Fully in agreement by everyone. Unanimous. Example. The decision was unanimous among the members. Able to do many different things well. Versatile. Example. She is a versatile actress. To move around without a specific destination. Wander. Example. He wandered through the park alone. Showing great enthusiasm or passion. Zealous. Example. She is zealous about her career. Having a lot of wealth and a good lifestyle. Affluent. Example. He lives in an affluent neighborhood. The quality of being clear and easy to understand. Clarity. Example. His explanation gave clarity to the topic. To gradually decrease in size, strength, or amount. Dwindle. Example. The water supply is starting to dwindle. Not guilty of any crime or wrongdoing. Innocent. Example. The court declared him innocent. To push roughly while moving through a crowd. Jostle. Example. The passengers jostled to get inside the train. To reduce sound or noise. Muffle. Example. She used a scarf to muffle her voice. Stubborn and unwilling to change opinions. Obstinate. Example. He remained obstinate in his decision. To fall suddenly and steeply. Plummet. Example. The stock prices plummeted yesterday. To make someone feel calm or relieve pain. Soothe. Example. The medicine will soothe your headache. Something real and touchable. Tangible. Example. There was no tangible proof of his claims. A food and nutrition expert. Dietitian. Example. The dietitian suggested a healthy diet. A medical doctor. Physician. Example. The physician prescribed some medicines. A mix of different things. Combination. Example. The combination of colors looked great. Basic and simple. Elementary. Example. She studied elementary mathematics. Coming after primary. Secondary. Example. Secondary education is important. Clothes that need washing. Laundry. Example. The laundry basket was full. Lasting for a short time. Momentary. Example. His happiness was momentary. Belonging to an individual. Personal. Example. He shared a personal story. A purpose or plan. Intention. Example. His intention was to help. A formal meeting for a job. Interview. Example. She had an interview today. A country. Nation. Example. India is a large nation. A region within a country. State. Example. Texas is a state in the USA. A pleasant smell. Aroma. Example. The flowers have a sweet aroma. A mixture of things. Blend. Example. This juice is a blend of fruits. Honest and straightforward. Candid. Example. He gave a candid reply. A period of 10 years. Decade. Example. I have lived here for a decade. Excited and ready. Eager. Example. She is eager to learn. A story that is not real. Fiction. Example. I love reading fiction books. A quick look. Glance. Example. He took a glance at the clock. Modest and respectful. Humble. Example. He is very humble despite his success. A strong effect. Impact. Example. The speech had a great impact. Cheerful and happy. Jolly. Example. He is always in a jolly mood. To take someone by force. Kidnap. Example. The police stopped a kidnap attempt. Expensive and comfortable. Luxury. Example. A big house is a luxury. To copy someone's actions. Mimic. Example. He can mimic his teacher's voice. An idea or belief. Notion. Example. He has a wrong notion about me. The path of a planet. Orbit. Example. Satellites move in orbit. To fall suddenly. Plunge. Example. Stock prices plunged yesterday. A search for something. Quest. Example. His quest for knowledge never ends. Funny and clever. Witty. Example. He made a witty remark. To give way or produce. Yield. Example. He refused to yield under pressure. The highest point. Zenith. Example. The sun reached its zenith. To respect deeply. Admire. Example. He admires his teacher. To send away. Banish. Example. Fear must be banished from the mind. A repeated part of a song. Chorus. Example. Everyone sang the chorus together. To handle something clumsily. Fumble. Example. The player fumbled the ball. Very large in size. Giant. Example. The giant towered over everyone. The forces that affect motion. Dynamics. Example. The teacher explained fluid dynamics. To express regret for doing something wrong. Apologize. Example. He apologized for breaking the vase. To help someone in doing something. Assist. Example. She assisted her mother in cooking dinner. Showing courage and fearlessness. Brave. Example. The brave firefighter saved the child. To act dishonestly to gain an advantage. Cheat. Example. He cheated on his math test. Having a very pleasant taste. Delicious. Example. The chocolate cake was delicious. To teach or train someone. Educate. Example. Schools educate children about different subjects. A strong emotion caused by danger or worry. Fear. Example. She has a fear of heights. Something given without expecting anything in return. Gift. Example. He gave her a birthday gift. A feeling of positive expectation. Hope. Example. He hopes to pass the exam. To ask someone to join an event. Invite. Example. She invited me to her wedding. Able to use both hands equally well. Ambidextrous. Example. The ambidextrous painter amazed everyone. A person who opposes war. Pacifist. Example. He is a pacifist and hates violence. A person who loves themselves excessively. Narcissist. Example. A narcissist lacks empathy for others. Fear of open spaces. Agoraphobia. Example. Agoraphobia makes traveling difficult. Fear of foreigners. Xenophobia. Example. He has no xenophobia and loves meeting people. Excessive fear or suspicion. Paranoia. Example. She suffers from paranoia and trusts no one. Stubborn and unyielding. Adamant. Example. He was adamant about his decision. A flat, thin, rectangular object. Board. Example. He wrote on the blackboard. A large printed advertisement. Poster. Example. The movie poster looks amazing. A place where plays or movies are shown. Theater. Example. The theater was packed with people. A dishonest act. Fraud. Example. Fraud is a serious crime. A person who moves to a new place. Settler. Example. The settlers built houses in the area. A region within a state. District. Example. The district has many schools. Brave and courageous. Valiant. Example. The soldier was valiant in battle. Most noticeable or important. Salient. Example. The report highlighted salient points. Bright and shining. Radiant. Example. The bride looked radiant. A soft natural fiber. Cotton. Example. Cotton grows in warm climates. A thin thread-like material. Fiber. Example. Fruits contain dietary fiber. A smooth, soft fabric. Silk. Example. The silk scarf felt smooth. Made of wool. Woolen. Example. Woolen clothes are warm. The trade of goods and services. Commerce. Example. International commerce is growing. The end or result. Conclusion. Example. The meeting reached a conclusion. Extracting minerals from the earth. Mining. Example. Coal mining is common in this area. An experienced person. Veteran. Example. He is a veteran actor. Something said to make people laugh. Joke. Example. He told a funny joke in class. Being nice and considerate to others. Kind. Example. She is a kind and caring person. Having good fortune. Lucky. Example. He was lucky to win the lottery. Supernatural tricks or illusions. Magic. Example. She believes in the magic of love. A person who lives near you. Neighbor. Example. My neighbor is very friendly. To watch or notice something carefully. Observe. Example. She observed the birds in the garden. Showing good manners. Polite. Example. He is always polite to his teachers. Making little or no noise. Quiet. Example. The library is a quiet place. To show honor or admiration. Respect. Example. Always respect your elders. A facial expression showing happiness. Smile. Example. She has a beautiful smile. To believe in someone's honesty or ability. Trust. Example. I trust my best friend completely. Something that helps in a good way. Useful. Example. This book is very useful for students. To go somewhere. Visit. Example. She visited her grandparents. To feel anxious. Worry. Example. Don't worry about exams. Opposite of old. Young. Example. She is young and energetic. Great enthusiasm. Zeal. Example. He worked with zeal. Feeling mad. Angry. Example. She was angry at him. To accept as true. Believe. Example. I believe in hard work. Peaceful and quiet. Calm. Example. He remained calm in the exam. Not safe. Dangerous. Example. The road is dangerous at night. Hard work. Effort. Example. He made an effort to win. Moving quickly. Fast. Example. The car is very fast. Soft and kind. Gentle. Example. He has a gentle voice. To not pay attention. Ignore. Example. He ignored my advice. To push off the ground with force. Jump. Example. The dog jumped over the fence. Information or learning about something. Knowledge. Example. Books give us knowledge. To hear something attentively. Listen. Example. Listen to your teacher carefully. A surface that reflects images. Mirror. Example. She looked at herself in the mirror. Feeling worried or anxious. Nervous. Example. He was nervous before his speech. Not closed or blocked. Open. Example. He opened the door. Without any mistakes. Perfect. Example. Her dress was perfect. Fast and immediate. Quick. Example. He gave a quick reply. Not common or unusual. Rare. Example. This flower is very rare. Easy to understand or do. Simple. Example. The question was simple. Feeling sleepy or exhausted. Tired. Example. He felt tired after work. To know the meaning of something. Understand. Example. I understand your problem. Having great power. Almighty. Example. The king ruled as if he were almighty. A sum of money given regularly. Allowance. Example. The company provides a travel allowance. A system of beliefs or ideas. Ideology. Example. His ideology influenced his decisions. A disease causing yellow skin. Jaundice. Example. Jaundice is common in newborns. A person who makes clothes. Tailor. Example. The tailor stitched the dress perfectly. A person who works with wood. Carpenter. Example. The carpenter made a wooden table. The head of a school. Principal. Example. The principal gave a speech. A person who gives lectures. Lecturer. Example. The lecturer explained the topic well. A person who carves statues. Sculptor. Example. He is a famous sculptor. A person who assembles machinery. Fitter. Example. A fitter repaired the broken pipes. An expert in mathematics. Mathematician. Example. She is a brilliant mathematician. An expert in statistics. Statistician. Example. A statistician analyzed the data. Not clean or tidy. Unkempt. Example. His unkempt hair made him look messy. Not clear or specific. Vague. Example. His instructions were too vague to follow. Relating to dry or desert conditions. Xeric. Example. Cacti grow well in xeric environments. Completely illogical or unreasonable. Absurd. Example. His idea of flying without wings was absurd. Quick, energetic, and active. Brisk. Example. She took a brisk walk in the morning. To soak completely in liquid. Drench. Example. The sudden rain drenched us. The loss of importance, power, or fame. Eclipse. Example. His popularity went into eclipse. Useless or pointless effort. Futile. Example. His attempts to fix the car were futile. To feed on grass, or to scrape the skin slightly. Graze. Example. The cows grazed in the field. A problem or difficulty to overcome. Hurdle. Example. The biggest hurdle in his career was language. Special words used by a profession or group. Jargon. Example. Legal jargon is difficult to understand. A powerful hit or an impressive success. Knockout. Example. His punch was a knockout in the fight.
Thanks for watching.